Floyd, and welcome to a Thursday edition of Good Dawning. Millie, Henny, Chloe. Bear with me if my voice is still a little bit raspy here, but raspy versus funny, we'll take it anytime, right? What flows through must come out, and so we're on the back end of that. Gratefully, Chloe. Speaking of Chloe, we'll be live Saturday. Fast notice here. I'll announce it every which way I can, everywhere I can. But Saturday, Chloe will be live at 10 same time as Good Dawning. So 8:33 my time, 10:33, 10:30 your time. You can't do 33 on StreamYard. You can only do fives. So 8:30 on after Truth Wave. There we go. On Saturday, we will have Chloe's Crystals. We have a hard stop though at 10, so an hour and a half. And but yeah, we should do fine. And yeah, it should be good. So we will see Chloe on Saturday. Let's change some things around here. We want to change that to subscribers. There we go. Blink. And there we go. All right. And of course, in order for me to see the chat here, chat filter, all messages. All right. There we go. All right. Fantastic. Some might call him Josh, but we know him as Floyd, Mr. Floyd. Victor, good Dunning as well. And I did not link it. I'm not sure if I'm going to link it or not. But either way, I will be live today on Victor Truth Wave, the meditation, the round table. There we go. At 1:30. I do, yeah, 1:30. So 11:30 my time. So if you're watching R.O. Wayne Steiger and you finish R.O. Wayne Steiger, you can come in the middle there. But it will be live on, not Memorex, right? On the round table with Victor, I think Ben Baconbits as well. So it should be a good time. And Ben as well. I need to get back in touch with Ben. We're looking at doing a show on narcissistic parents. So if you want to join us, actually, we could do a round table on that. But we're going to do a show on narcissistic parents and narcissistic abuse, gaslighting, and so yeah. And as well, Teresa, good dawning. And if you want to see stuff like that, Teresa does a good job on Wounds to Wisdom, talking about healing from things like that. So check out her channel and subscribe to Teresa there at the Wounds to Wisdom, which is really what we're, it's all of what we're doing. It's a hero's journey, is wounds, taking your wounds and making wisdom out of it and figuring out your universe. All right. Henny, good dawning. Ben. All right, guys, welcome. Grateful. We're going to work with the fluorite. And Chloe's sent got a gigantic piece of fluorite that's going to be, I don't know if she's selling it or keeping it. I'd keep it. It's so huge. But so we're going to work with our fluorite tower today, rainbow fluorite. So it helps with creativity. Also helps to make sure you lay it flat, because if it drops on the table, it'll probably crack in half. It's considered a soft stone. And of course, balance, and also creative balance and balance within yourself. So we're going to work with and we've got I still need to get the boulder and get a new deck at some point, but the Mind Info Oracle cards, it's probably backwards on your end. So we're going to work with those, but the message will be the right way, either way we look at it. And yeah. So join today if you want to see Truth with No Wave at, like we posted in the community page. You had it last week. And last week I was door dashing. Today there's DoorDash. That's always fun, right? So I couldn't see my schedule for like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of this week. And every time I'd go to schedule a dash, it'd say, you already have one scheduled. And then all of a sudden today, it's like, hey, you can see your schedule, and you had no dashes. It's like, really? So yeah, so I have no dash anyway, so this is perfect. Apparently I had a dash for today, but I don't have a dash now because I couldn't see the schedule. And then when I got to be able to see it today, there was no dash. So that's perfect, Victor. No dash for you. So yeah, so let's clear some energies. We're gonna do some energetic recall today. Today is Thursday. So what did you used to do on Thursday? I remember Thursday night was the shiznit back in the day. Cosby Show and Night Court and all that jazz. Thursday night was my TV night. Back before Sunday night was the TV night. No night's the TV night, but yeah. This one is huge, Laura. Yeah, it's like Laura's she's got this is Sodalite. This is your standard, if you're on a podium, Sodalite pillar, right? Take one with you, If you're giving a speech, drop it in front of you. It works with your throat chakra. It's kind of a deal. If you saw Laura on Tuesday, the one she got from Chloe, and I'm not jiving you, it is probably about this tall. This is taller than the table. I mean, like 2 feet and 2.5 feet. Not kidding. You could probably break up a small robbery with that if you needed to, right? Crazy. Whack. Yeah, let's recall some energies today. And Teresa, all right. Scotty boy, I got a few shanties in for you. Oh, there you go. All right. Favorite of Henny there and your apartment search. You see Henny in nice big old 1,700 square foot apartment. Chilling. All right. So let's cut some cords here today. I don't know. What do we want to cut? Cut energetics. We've been cutting energetics. We tried to get over the hill yesterday. So let's cut any energetics from things that we've done to ourselves to cause disappointment. Not other people. We do a lot of other people. They do what they do. We can't. We get disappointed. That's our reaction. It's our choice. That's giving somebody control. But if we've done something to ourselves that we're disappointed in, regrets, right? We're trying not to live in regrets. But if there's something that you've done in your universe that you never cleared, that you're like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe that wasn't the smartest choice. And now you have to live with the consequences thereof. Maybe in your case, you didn't get this or that, or you lost something, or somebody left your universe, whatever it might be. We all have those situations. We all have something sitting in our frame, right, in our crawl, that we need to, or would be helpful to, for us to release out of ourselves. So where is that regret? That damn it, did I say that? I used to have foot and mouth syndrome. If you know what foot in mouth syndrome is, and I always had to have the last word. My ego always had to have the last word there. Chloe's got some exceptional pieces. Yes, she does, Millie. Chloe's pieces are Chloe's crystals. She sources better crystals than most crystal shops I know, and that's the honest truth. Most crystal shops try to source somewhere in between so they can make profit, but yet sell you something that's all right. But not Chloe. Chloe's crystals are fire. If you're going into a high-end crystal shop, that would be Chloe. If she was a physical shop, she'd be a high-end shop. But so yeah, where in your universe have you played foot in mouth syndrome with yourself? And so we're going to cut those cords. We're going to release those energies. And PG, send me your address, brother. I'll send you a mug. But I can only do so with, and I don't know if they're going to charge you 25% tariff or not, since you are in Montreal. But I'll mark the mug as $1 value. So you may have to hand the postal person a quarter when they show up, but theoretically. But at one time, I was a freaking pro at foot. Yeah, exactly, and we all were. So that's the, there's always something that we want to discuss here. It may not be the most exciting, but yeah, we've all had foot and mouth syndrome at some point in our, before we've recovered or stepped into our awakening. I consider it really just a recovering my energies back to source. It's like coming out of it, like a drunken stupor on planet Earth, right? When you wake up out of that hole. So from our end, let's cut some cords here and do a quick energetic recall. So we're going to take a deep breath in. As we breathe in all of the positive from the universe. So we suck in all that positive energy. As we breathe out, we will release any negatives that are floating in our frame. Anything that's sitting in your energetic crawl, right? So if there's anything going on, as we breathe out, whatever is frustrating you, fear, otherwise, maybe you have a deadline, something in your universe, we release. So breathe in. And we breathe in, we suck in all the positive from the universe, and there's enough positive to go around for everybody. As we release, we take the negative within our own frame and give it back to the universe. So we're like cycling oxygen and carbon, right? So breathe in and spit out all the negative. We don't want it. Breathe in, spit out them toes, right? There you go. Well, no, if you got toes in here, we don't. Your deal is your deal. But otherwise, spit out those negative thoughts, right? And we'll breathe in one more time, hold it for 4 seconds. We call it box breathing. But if I'm in a box, I'm not going to breathe normally. Especially if it's a really small box and I got to get crammed in there. If I get shoved in the box, then you're definitely not going to see me box breathing in a box. All right, so we breathe in the calm there. All right, so let's recall some energies here. So I'm going to go ahead and do so. If you want to follow along, you can state it. You can just say hallelujah, so it be, whatever you want at the end. And the only reason we say hallelujah, because that's really the angel's lightest word. The highest word you can say to, like in the angelic realm, is like hallelujah. It's like the highest loving light, like whoo. That's the only reason we're not in church or anything, but that's the only reason why we say it, is because it holds so much vibration that there isn't much behind it that you can really say otherwise. I mean, there's not too many other higher vibrational words. Laura B. Ryan, hi, good, welcome, Ryan, welcome. Exactly. There's lots of lower vibrational words, and they all have 4 letters. I don't know why it is, but all the 4-letter words are like the lowest vibrational words. Hate. But then love is the highest. So weird, right? We love those dichotomy universe that we live in here. So, all right. So join me in invoking here. So we remove all the energies. If you want to join me, or you can just listen and whatever. It's your universe. So remove all the energies. And all is a relative term. There's always going to be something that comes up. But we remove all the energies that we are aware of, that have taken us out of our frame, that have created our foot in our mouth, where we've said something that we regretted, that have maybe even caused change in our universe or somebody else's. We recall those energies. We take all those energies back and cleanse them with the violet flame. We reverse those energies with apologies to the universe and to whomever we might have caused harm. And we clear our auric field and we reach out to their auric field with cleansing apologies. If you've said something, if anybody said something, foot and mouth, we send that love back to whomever we've sent that to, that foot and mouth, where we've had to cower away and never had a chance to really go back and clean it up. We send that love. We clean the energies of our auric field in the universe with that. We wash it all in the violet flame. And then we recall those cleansed energies, which are fragments of us, back to our highest self. And for that, we send the greatest love to those we have maybe verbally harmed. We say hallelujah, and so it be. I don't know about you, but doing these things makes you feel a lot better. Whether you're not Serena, good Donnie, Bath Maven. I'm going to do this. Bath Maven. All right, Serena. Where are you? There we go. I can't read. There we go. All right, Serena. Don't let your wrench rust in the bath. There we go. But yeah, releasing these things. Well, it sounds corny, and what are we really? But it's all energetics, right? And so while we're sitting here talking about releasing energy to our higher self and releasing things that we have said that we regret, we're not even in front of those people, but it's the intentions that we energetically put behind it, right? And so keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that if we want to stay on that we need to, it's our job to pay attention to what we say, right? Foot and mouth disease can happen at any time, right? Just like CRS, right? Can't remember. CRS, what am I supposed to tell you? CRS, and it's just like foot and mouth disease. They both come from the same family or same line, right? So in your case, it's our job. Light workers have work, right? We're not just like, you're light workers, so there you go. No, we have work to do. Like you see an ambulance. Are you seeing that ambulance in a higher light? Are you sending love to the ambulance racing down the street? It's kind of like we're part of a bigger energetic balance on this planet. Will the planet survive without us? That's an interesting question. If we weren't here, would the balance of this planet be way off whack? Would we be living on some sort of Darth Vader death cube, or what? Where would we be? That's the question. Got to remember, it only takes a few of us, and there's 2, 3, maybe 5% of us that are light workers, right? So it only takes a few of us to keep that balance on planet Earth. So from our end, it's our job to make sure that we're not putting our foot in our mouth, that we're saying loving things, or if we have something we we want to say, we're not saying it. We can think anything we want. If it's not said, that's a whole nother deal, right? And if it's not acted upon, then it's just energy that's just moving. But yeah, it's our job to see the policeman, even when we were not the favorite, even if you're not down with the police. But if there weren't any police, then we'd all be right. It would be an interesting deal, to say the least. But Minneapolis tried that, almost tried that. But yeah, so favor, right? See it all in love. So if you see a cop whizzing down the street, see the cop driving in a golden bubble of light. Whatever he's doing, send it love that he's trying to help somebody. Hopefully, right? If you see somebody wearing a Vietnam veteran's hat, they don't know that they were mixed up in a war to make Bell helicopters millions of dollars and make people rich and all this craziness. They just know that they had to go fight, right? So send them love. Thank them for their service. They don't need to know all the geopolitical crap behind the pawn that they became, but we just send them love because they did what they had to do. That's what we are with those light workers. We carry the love, right? We hold the door open for somebody. We do the love that most of the planet doesn't seem to want to give itself, right? Favor. So let's work with the mind info. There we go. The mind info oracle cards. There's not much to see there. See what we get. All right, so I'm gonna cut these into three. The police like Roxanne. You don't need Roxanne. I can't sing. My voice. You don't need to. I'll leave that to Eddie Murphy in 48 hours. That's the best version of Roxanne, but Eddie Murphy singing in jail. But nonetheless. All right, so let's cut the cards. Poof. 1, 2, and 3. All right, I haven't seen 48 hours. Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. Good Lord. Is Nick Nolte even still alive? Favor. And crazy. All right, so let's see what we got here, guys. All right, so again, we're back to the same. Something is happening because, again, and this was the show just a few days ago. And if only you believe in miracles, so do I. Only you believe, so will I. So yeah, let the miracles happen. You're being asked to pay extra attention to all the big and small miracles that have already occur or are occurring in your loving living universe. So more miracles. I don't make this up. They want to bring us miracles. We are not going to argue, right? Some of us have deadlines where miracles would be needed. Reassess. So we're going to reassess. Stop and slow down and go back over something. What do you need to reassess? What are you looking to take stock of or to let go of? Anything or anyone? That's what this is saying. That no longer serves you. So what's not serving you, right? What do you need to release from yourself other than things that you might have said, foot and mouth disease, like we did today? What else do you need to release? Give. Do you give? Always recommend if you can give. I don't know where you are, but in my universe, there's always somebody asking for something financially on the streets. So I give what I can. I take a 20 every 5, 6 days. I break it up and I give it out. $5 here, $5 there. So what do you do? What do you give? Do you give to yourself as well? Do you give love to yourself as well? Giving also reply. Bath Maven. I know that Bath Maven, Serena is giving to herself. She is the Bath Maven. So things like that are giving to yourself as you are taking a bath, right? So one of the best feelings we can experience is giving to others. When we do so, we feel lifted and our lives improve greatly, right? But don't forget to give to yourself as well. A lot of us are karmic against ourselves. Remember, if you're standing in front of the store, are you getting the T-bone steak or the $4 sirloin grizzle? It's up to you if you're eating meat. If you get the T-bone and take care of yourself and sit back and enjoy your dinner, or you get the sirloin and feel karmic because that's all you feel you could afford. If that's all you can afford, then enjoy it and eat it with love, and then realize that you could add a butt steak below that, right? There's always a cut of steak lower than that. Comfort. How can you bring more comfort into your life? Put your feet up, relax. Have a glass of wine. No, don't have a glass of wine. But unless that's on your vibration. But comfort, can you bring comfort into your universe? And generally speaking, if you had foot and mouth disease and you take that energy back, that'll bring a little bit of comfort into your universe. If you reassess your universe to see where you need to move forward, what's blocking you, comfort in your universe. And again, if you can give love, give peace, ever you are giving, give it with your heart, right? You will find more comfort. And of course, in all of these, if you release, give, and allow for comfort in your universe, miracles can happen. You are the miracle you are looking for. Just the fact that you are on planet. Think about this a second. We look at the word miracle, right? You are an energetic ball, the same energetic ball as me, Victor, Millie, Scotty Boy. I don't know about Henny though. Henny's might be Henny's got a little injected humor into her ball, but generally speaking, we are all and Chloe's is really squishy. Chloe's energy ball is really squishy, but otherwise, we are all the same energy, guys. Not the miracle is that you are in physical form, standing here on as your own energetic toroidal field in a larger toroidal field, where you through this and this create all of this physical stuff. That's the true miracle. Didn't you think about that a second? Doesn't it blow you? If it doesn't blow your mind, then I don't know what. I mean, I don't know what are you looking? There's not much more crazy. Well, you're a ball of energy in 3D. How does this happen, right? And you signed up for it. So we sit here and we complain about our loving living universes and all the goofiness within it, right? But all the goofiness within it was something in the was created by you. You are the director of your goofiness, and that's why we Akashic, right? So that's why you go to the Akashic and you can see how you directed your goofiness. The question is, and that's a real existential question: is do we have free will? Or are we living the script? And that's the true question: is this a script like the one we? So we're following it, but we don't know we're following it, right? So is free will really free will, or are we free acting like we have free will, but tied to that script, or is it just a rough outline? We don't ever really will know. Hi there, blindly inspired, who only sees 40% of her universe. You see 100% of 1% of the light spectrum, less than that. She sees 40% of what you see. So now take your eyes, right? I'm going to give you a challenge here. Cover one eye, and then cover one half of your other eye, and then go look around. That's blindly inspired's universe. So cover that eye, and then cover half of this eye, and then go create a universe. Hold some compassion. See compassion in your universe for others and their situations for sure. Because we never really think about it. Krista's doing what she's doing there with PG and all that. She was live, not Memorex, yesterday at noon. So check it out. But she's only seeing 40% of our 100%. So I'm going to take 40%, take 80% or 60% of your universe away. What do you see? Favor. So yeah, big, yeah. We don't think about these things and when you see somebody, hobbling down the street, right, and you're just like skipping along there, and they're walking however they walk, right, and we're like, a lot of us, our first inclination generally was when we were karmic, might even be to make fun of them or be like, oh, or instead of seeing them in a compassionate, loving light. We have to realize that we are the compassion that holds this planet together, right? I'm spitting my mouth. But we are the compassion that holds this planet together, and if we don't stay compassionate towards each other, Lord knows there's enough people in charge who aren't compassionate and whatnot. So we have to be that compassion grounding on this planet. And so foot and mouth. So removing those energies of what we've said to people out of ego and fear. Most of it's fear and programming, right? Fear that you're going to get more than me, or you're going to take something from me, or I'm not going to get mine. They'll live in that. And there's enough to go around, right? I even had that fear when I started this channel and started seeing people go live. I'm going to lose my there's 8 billion people on this planet. I'm not going to lose any subscribers. The fear will cause me to. Your energetic state will cause your universe to vibrate in that energetic state that you have. So if you are in fear, your energetic state of fear will return that in vibration from your living, loving universe, and you will see situations and things that will create fear or lack or what have you. But hey, I see other stuff. I see sound and electric blue and magenta bursts can be quite fun. I would love to get get Krista. You ever been in a float tank, right? You ever seen the? I'm gonna go old school here. Altered States, right? I'm like literally old school. You could like throw me backwards 20 years, and I'd be like perfect. But nonetheless, right? I go back to lawn dart technology, which aren't even legal anymore. Jarts, remember lawn darts or jarts? And they would throw them and they had to, right? And then people were getting impaled with jarts. We had some fun toys back in the day, right? The plastic roller skates that got recalled because they split in half. My stepbrother got a pair of those. They would break and then people thud. But yeah, really, it's all about holding up the light. We are that light to hold up. So just like the light in the fluorite, but this is nothing. I wish there was a way for you, like YouTube, to have, and it'll never happen, but like picture replies and stuff. So like Chloe could like post her picture of her gigantic fluorite tower that I see your Schwartz is as big as mine, right? Fluorite tower. You have to pick it up and wield it with two arms. Like, oh, here's my tower, right? That's crazy, but yeah. So we'll see Chloe and her humongous squishy fluorite tower on Saturn Day. So please do join us. And of course, if you're new here, guys, please hit the bell, put some comments in there, subscribe, and grateful for the interaction because Al Gore requires interaction in order for the algorithm to see us. And of course, if you play any music, then Chipper Gore is going to take away your channel, so we can't do that. So remember that she had that campaign, anything that had a 4-letter word in it, including like Pink Floyd, right? There's one lyric that's like do goody good bullshit and money. Like she wanted everything with a 4-letter word banned from the air, forever gone, like erased off of record, which would have been like impossible. But that's what in the digital age is not so unfeasible. As a matter of fact, you would be surprised how many songs you are currently listening to on Spotify or on like Napster, Rhapsody, or what, Apple iTunes, Apple Music, whatever it is, that are not the original, that have been digitally altered just enough that you barely notice, but you have no idea how many songs. You want to, yeah, not even Mandela effect. It's just like digitally altered, and then and then just put back into the universe. Remove cuss words and whatnot. But yeah, Scotty, still waiting for the lucky third. So yeah, so please like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and of course, so that we can dance with the Al Gore rhythm a little bit more here as well. And I will be live again. I guess there's an option to link it, but I always feel weird. Like if you're hosting a show, you should get the views. It's just the way I am. But so I don't know if I'll link it, but either way, I'll be live on Victor and 11:30. So which is 1:30 Eastern time, or for Scotty, it'll still be 10:30 loungy time in the morning there. I wish I could back in. That would be awesome, right? Still have another hour till good dawning. Wait, you don't feel that when you're in that universe, right? Yeah, you don't feel how different your universe is if you're in your universe, right? Dude, totally link it to your channel. Okay, I will totally link. I know, I just feel bad. It's like it's not like I feel bad, but it's like taking the work. It's like you put the show together, you invited me, which is grateful. And then you're hosting it, you're paying the Restream IO. It's like, wait a minute, that should be on your Restream IO is great, but if we ever do a Rumble in the Jungle channel or something, we'll do Restream. But yeah, I'll link it. I'll totally. I will link it, but yeah, generally I like to give the credit to those who put it together, and it's like watch it on their channel so they get the credit because they're the one doing the work. But Darren is hosting. Oh, Darren's hosting. I don't know. Screw that. I don't know Darren. No, Darren should get it too. But as a matter of fact, if you haven't watched Darren, check him out. If you go into, this is the only way I can really tell you to do it. Go into, like, if you go in today, and then Darren's channel will be linked. Of course, he's hosting it. So, but yeah, he does channeling as well. He did a 9-minute channel the other day, and then a channeling. Everybody channels differently, but it's definitely something worth checking out. Any channeler, and we'll have Darren on at some point as well here. Because eventually you get the Channeler's Corner going here, but right now it's getting my resetting my I'm working on resetting my financial universe and my universe as a whole. Nothing changing here, but once my universe changes, there may be some scheduling out there, and then once that's all fixed up, we'll get Darren on and start inviting other channelers as well. One channeler to the next, right? So if you know a channeler on YouTube, send me info. If you know a channeler and want them on my channel, send me info. If you know, and here's the big if, you want to help. Here you go, guys. I'll put it out there. I'm not one to be. You know what I've learned is if you don't do anything, you don't get anything, right? So say it, no matter how ballsy it is, right? So if you guys want to help, Paul Selig is. Remember I went to see the Shakti band with Jared, right, at the E-Town Center in Boulder, right? It's actually the Shakti Groove, the band. It's actually on my channel there, and at that same location, which was a block around the corner from the Lobster Shack, which is long since out of business. But doing a lobster shack in the middle of Colorado when lobsters doubled their prices overnight, favor that favor. I give them props for trying to hold that in the middle of the country here. But oh, there's a finch on my common house finch on my patio. So yeah, Paul Selig is coming to Boulder this weekend, but tickets, which are available, are $295. So that ain't favorite of my universe. They're $295. That's so yeah, but favorite, right? I mean, we all see money as it's just a dime. There's no difference between $295 and $1, but at this exact moment, it's 299 or 294 more. But so yeah, Paul Selig, if you know Paul Selig is, he's pretty much the channeler. He's my favorite channeler. For a while, he used to go, he would channel. He doesn't always anymore, but if you don't know who he is, you might know him as the guy who would be like, so I'm channeling my channelers. I'm channeling my channelers. And they're telling me to tell you. They're telling me to tell you. And so he does that double speak, where his channel comes out and then he says the channeling. Although he says he's moved past that, and some at times he doesn't need that, doesn't talk like that anymore. I got his books for way cheap, exactly. But sometimes it's about being around the energy though, as a channeler, and being around the energy of Paul Selig there, who is Paul Selig. I mean, I don't see him as anything other than source, but he is Paul Selig as well. There's two ways to see that. But as a channeler, it's like if you were a singer and you're like, wait a minute, there's Andre Bocelli. It's like, wait a minute. Hi there. How are you? It's kind of the same deal. I mean, Paul Selig's like, there's like a list. He's Abraham Hicks, Cryon. You get the idea. Bashar, Paul Selig. You get the idea, right? So yeah, if I was to leverage some sort of universe here in like a channeling convention, we'd have to have Paul Selig. But yeah, so anybody wants to help, I just put it out there. I know I'm not believing, but nonetheless, I thought about standing around as like a groupie at the front door until and the Paul has to come in. I mean, there's only a front. There's no like a big back door to this place or anything. So it doesn't seat that many. So Paul has to walk through the front door like anybody else. So just thought no, but that's probably not the best thing to ambush him. I almost run over Moby though one day, coming out of a Wendy's parking lot. So maybe that could happen, right? Moby walked in front of my car, or almost in front of my car, pulled up, and he couldn't because he was right there at my side window. So I pull out of the driveway. Moby's walking down the street, and he hits me right at the driveway. So I whip down my window, right? We all know who Moby is, Richard. His first name's Richard. And so I whip down my window. I'm like, Moby, hi, how are you? I had tickets. So it was Bush, and I didn't even see Bush. Bush and Moby. Moby opening for Bush. Bush, Machine Head. I walk on my machine. That's all. He dated Gavin, what's his name? He dated, what's her face from Don't Speak, that girl. For years. But anyways, so Moby, I'm standing there talking to him, and I'm like, hi, how are you? And of course, he's like this strict, I was a mess back then. So I'm like massively overweight. I'm sitting in my car. I got the Wendy's and I smell like grease, and I got tickets to a show. And I'm like, hi, I have tickets to your show. He offers me backstage passes. He's like, well, thank you for recognizing me. And he doesn't take a car wherever he goes, but he has to take a vehicle to get there. So beats me. But once he's there, he won't take a car. So I don't know anymore. But so he gave me backstage passes. So we skipped Bush and hung out backstage with Moby after his show. which was really amazing. Yeah, he's a good guy. But so yeah, maybe we can run into Dude the same way, right? But Paul Seelig, we'll see. But yeah, so let's see who we're gonna channel here. See who we bring through. My little sister would have loved that concert or been there. Yeah, in University of Illinois. In Champaign. The crazy thing is I had this backstage pass and then a ticket, and I got it all framed, but then I left town and I never picked up. I guess I wasn't the most centered there, and so I never went back to the framing shop to pick it up. So hopefully they have it hanging in their shop there. A signed backstage pass, the little card thing, and then the ticket, all in a frame from Moby. But nonetheless, I often wonder if I ever get back to Champaign, if that store's still in business. If they have it laying around. I don't have the claim receipt at this point anymore. And I definitely don't have any email from them because we didn't have email back then. So life before email, remember that. That was a whole nother universe. Josh, yes, Millie. All right, so let's go ahead and channel here and see who comes through. I'm going to step off camera for a moment and blow my nose, so bear with me. I'm going to hit the mute so you don't hear it. So talk amongst yourselves. I'm verklempt. I'll be right back. All right, much better there. We do not need the set the phlegm pipes flowing, right? We're chatty, no worries. There we go. All right, so all right, get it out. All right, so here we go. This is a new episode of Good Dawning. Here we're gonna leave. This is the new show, right? It's called Just the Chat, right? That would be a crazy way. Welcome to Just the Chat, where your host disappears, and it's Just the Chat, where you get 20 minutes to just chat. You know, right? That would be a. Would you watch that? Would you watch Just the Chat, right? Me too, says Bush is awesome. Bush is all right, but I mean, honestly, it was cooler to hang out with Moby and listen to Bush. Like you could see them. I mean, we're like backstage around the corner, so you could see them on the back from the back of the stage. But yeah, it was much more cool to hang out with Richard there than Dick. Then that was the second time I saw Moby. I saw Moby open for Juno Reactor. If you want to see an amazing band, Juno Reactor, it's like 20 people playing African drums in techno style with DJ and a keyboardist. It's insane. But look up Juno Reactor did a lot of the music for the Matrix movies. So there you go. Old school. All right, so let's see. We're going to channel on the foot and mouth disease. So let's see who comes in. Saint Germain, we are grateful here. We are channeling through Josh for you, to you, this grand good dawning. And we are grateful for you. And we say the same thing generally every day. Did you know it is Saint Germain channeling through Josh for you, to you today. And we left Archangel Raphael at the bus stop. We do not need him for energetics. He is there, but he is not riding this bus today. We are talking about putting your foot in your mouth, right? The perpetual foot and mouth disease that the human species has. And some of you in America, you're president there. Foot and mouth disease, right? But nonetheless, he gets what he needs. But you swing a big stick. Be careful what you say and how you swing your stick with your foot in your mouth. Are you swinging the stick too large, right? Are you karmic with what you are saying? Saint Germain wants to know from your universe to theirs, right? Are you saying things that are hurtful? Are you saying words that you have to clean up in your universe? Saint Germain is asking because if you have to clean up your universe, if you are saying things that require energetic repair, if you are saying things that require energetic love on the back end, right? And you are not saying things that are propelling love, and you are ginning up, right? You have to gin, right? You know gin, right? Creating energies, alchemizing, right? You have to create the energy that causes the foot and mouth. Love flows, right? If you are a loving human being, your love will flow. It'll come out of you and flow right through, and you will see it. People will understand it. They feel it. It is nothing you are propping up, right? If you are putting karmic words into the universe, if you are saying things that are negative, aren't loving. You have to generate that energy. You have to create that frame. You have to step into it. You have to pool your energetic resources together to create that. Are you pulling anything together to create love? No. When you are love, you are the flow of the universe. It comes from the universe through your chakras, down and out, right? And you are projecting that love. You are walking in a bubble of love. And it's self-sustaining, right? But if you are angry, frustrated, nervous, whatever it is, anxiety, you are ginning that energy up. You have to move that energy within you. It doesn't flow, right? So you have to create that energy yourself. And you have to write it by creating thoughts and actions that create that energy, that propel that energetic forward. Are you with me? Are you in understanding? If you are source love, right? The love flows because you are coming from a source of love. But if you are stepping out of frame and not standing in your loving source self, then you are being your lower 3D self. You are coming from the body. You're not coming from the flow of who you are. You are stepping into the body, right? You are stepping out of who you are and stepping into a frame that is not who you are. You are stepping into a frame that is deceiving you of who you are. You are not in understanding that you are not the body, then you are going to be in karmic all the time. You're going to be generated based on your emotions and how the body is reacting. If you are realizing you are source, then you will feel the body's reaction, but the love that you have as source will calm the body down. A lot of it depends on how traumatized you are or are not. We are realizing, of course, with a new study that over 50% of Americans have extreme PTSD, which would be post-traumatic stress disorder. So over 50% of Americans are running around in the same stress disorder as somebody from a battlefield, as somebody who is a firefighter getting that 2 a.m. call for a 5 alarm, or somebody who is getting into their jet on top of a deck on a carrier to go bomb something, right? They are carrying the same stress load. 50+% of Americans. Are you understanding how your country is turning itself into a karmic mess? How the energetics of your country are not flowing in love? And how, if you are in America, we can only speak for America because that's what the study was. If you are in America, then 50%, that means one of every people you know, you put somebody to your left, put somebody to your right. One of them is in extreme PTSD, meaning that they are cortisol, they are living in cortisolic reactions, they are living in anger, fear, or frustration, or worry, or what have you. They are not in love, they are not feeling the love, they are not flowing love. They are in the same reactions as the most stressful. You are standing on a boat in the Arctic. Remember that, right? The crab fishing show, right? The most stressful job in the world, the most dangerous job in the world. They are carrying that same stress load. But they are not standing on the side of a crab boat. What have we done to create that kind of stress load, to not allow people in their universe to see that they are the source of love, and that if they slow down, they can flow through them? America needs to learn to ground. Put your feet on the ground. America needs to learn to love. This is your job. We are the light workers. We are the ones bringing the light. And when we say light, we mean L-I-G-H-T, and light is in energies as well, right? So you are bringing the bright energy, and you are bringing that calming peace as well, right? So you are that source of spark, that spark of source. There we go. That most people don't know they are. So it is our job, along with the common house finch on Josh's patio, which is calming, right? We are looking at the common house finch. But it is your job to see the calmness in the universe and to transfer that calm to the greater source field. It is our job energetically to help balance out this dervished mess, right? So when we are walking out, what you do in your home is your home. You are in your four walls. Be as karmic to yourself as you want. Whatever you do in home, Saint Germain does not really care. You don't cause harm. If you are living alone, do your thing, whatever it is. If you are not living alone, you are still responsible then for being the same love that you would be when you walk outside your house. Being that same love to your spouse, to your children, to seeing their universe in love when they may see it full of PTSD or cortisol, right? It is your job when you walk out of this house, your house, right? To be of love, to hold the door open for people, right? Your job to see people in love, to say, hi, how are you? How is your universe? It is your job to look people in the eye if you can. Because most people cannot, and that is a big deal in your universe. If you have a universe where people are averting each other's eyes, you're not going to get very far if you cannot look into each other to see where we stand, where each person is, and to find compassion in their universe. We're not going to get very far. It's your job then as the light worker to be the compassion that others do not have. It is your job to say, thank you, grateful, I love you, appreciate you, when most people do not. It is our job to see, to tip, right? When you are going out, if you are going out to eat, do not go out to eat if you are not able to leave 20% tip as well. Fortunately, that's how your society works. So again, do not be karmic about these things. Well, I want my food and I don't care. I'm just going to get it and not tip them. Don't get your food if you cannot tip somebody. Are you in understanding you are just creating more dervish? Are you in understanding that it is our job to patiently wait in line with love and not tap our feet and go crazy, right? You are understanding who you are and what you are on this planet. That is why we recalled our energies of foot and mouth. It is your job to say loving things, even if it's not a loving situation. You can speak up in a better way than being karmic about it if the situation requires it. But otherwise, it is our job to propel the love forward. If a situation requires stronger energetics, how do you do that in a loving manner is the question. Without creating foot in mouth. When you walk out of your door as a light worker, if you are watching this, I'm charging Saint Germain, has charged you with the responsibility to be loved. And if you are not loving in your universe, then we are charging you with the responsibility, at least, to not create more crap in other people's universes, right? Do not be the karmic soul that crosses somebody's universe where they have to go, what the heck was that? Why is that person coming after me, right? And you are selling first-class seats to the astral plane. There you go. Remember, though, the astral plane is free. And if you are selling tickets to somewhere that all you have to do is step into, then you are like Southwest, recharging for bags. There are no special airline anymore, right? If your deal was that we are not going to charge you for bags, and that's our big deal, bags fly for free, so you save money. Now we charge bags. What makes your airline any better than anybody else? Nothing, right? Your peanuts bag is smaller or bigger than anybody's. Do you get the whole can of Coke or just a little shot glass, right? So nonetheless, and then you have to pay for your bags. You do not need to pay any airline ticket to fly into love. You do not need to pay any fee to go to the astro, and you do not need to pay anything to be loving and living on this planet. It's karmic enough that you have to pay to physically live, right? You have to pay to eat. You have to pay to drink your coffee, everything else you have to pay for. At least love is still free, theoretically, on your planet. So be that love. Be the love that people aren't. It's your job when you see an ambulance to send it love, to say, I see you. Favor to your universe. Favor to all aboard, and big health and love. Can we do that? Can you do that? Can you ground the love? Can you see the love? When people are talking about, we are going to have this, that, or the other, negative things, right? Can you say, not in my universe, and help ground it away from the greater source field? I don't see that. We are not going to see X, Y, or Z in my universe. You're in the same greater source field as everybody else, right? So if you are not seeing it in your energetic field, then you can repel it from other energetic fields as well. If enough of us here, Lightworkers, kept saying, not in my universe, well, we might have no wars, we might have no economic issues, we might have no homelessness. We can create that by not seeing it in our universe. Well, if it's there, it's there, but you get what we are saying, right? We aren't allowing for that anymore. We erase the energies of homelessness in the greater source field. And so all of us here at Lightworkers, we no longer allow for homelessness and send love to those who are homeless. And of course, you have to take a little action, helping people and whatnot. But nonetheless, are you seeing how we could lift this planet up? It is all up to us. They are going to be as karmic as they choose, and 50% of everybody you know is in PTSD. At that point, you are not in control. The emotions are in control. So 50% of America, at least, is whirling dervishes of emotion. Very good, right? So you are not going to, so if you have if your boss Bob is karmic and he comes wheeling at you because your TPS reports, realize it's not Bob. It's not your TPS reports, most likely. It is Bob's universe. It is Bob who is out of control in his own universe and trying to gain control by stomping on your neck about your your PTS reports. TPS reports. There we go. Are you in understanding? When people are stepping on your universe, sometimes it's the only control they can have. It's a big deal. Because if you are not seeing that, then you are going to feel it karmically, right? You are going to take it emotionally, and you are going to not appreciate. We're always going to appreciate it nonetheless, but you are not going to see where it's coming from. So if you have a karmic boss, like Bob, who is yelling at you about your reports, look into Bob a little bit. Is it Bob? Is he really upset at you? Or can you be like, Bob, it's okay. We are good. No worries. And see compassionately that Bob has got a karmic wife who has PTSD and a child who's struggling with this and they have to do that. And they have parents who are yelling at them. And then their mortgage is due and they are fighting this and that. So they are not in aligned with their universe. And so aligning themselves to be negative to you gives them power. And because they have to exert that power and they have none over their universe, they're going to exert it over you. So see that in your universe, who is exerting power? Who is the powerless exerting their power over you in your universe? Have compassion. You could call them out and be like, you do not have to be mean. I understand your universe. If you know them well enough, you can call them out on it. But be careful. They may not see that. Lots of people do not see the energetics that we see in our universe. Lots of people do not see their karmic energetics. Lots of people do not understand how they are behaving in reaction to their state to you. So from your end, in your universe, can you see that? Can you be that love? And can you understand where people are coming from? This is all about foot and mouth, right? Be that love. The Archangel Raphael. Not really anymore. Saint Germain, and we have channeled. You are out today. Go out to your house. Realize that 50% of everyone you're looking at is as stressed as the first astronaut was. Right. So imagine that. Alan B. Shepard sitting there on the rocket. The first astronaut. Well, actually, it was Yuri Gagarin, but we aren't going there. in the Western world, we don't talk about Yuri Gagarin. It's just the Neil. There you go, right? Shepard. There you go. So Shepard is sitting on his rocket, which could blow up. And hundreds before them did, right? They finally found one solid rocket that it's not solid, the liquid fuel that could launch, right? To not explode on the launch pad. But he did not know if it would explode or not. All that stress, 50% of the world, so at least in America, is carrying that same stress load. PTSD, and in extreme fashion. So realize that. They are all just like Alan B. Shepard sitting on a rocket that could explode, right? So realize that. So what are you saying to people? You are everyone is like setting off time bombs, right? And they get karmic in your universe. And you say something and they get karmic in your universe again, right? So in your universe, don't be that. Realize what you are dealing with. That's why we balance the love, right? Releasing transmission. That one wasn't so crazy. I too can read too fast and read something completely unique. I call it scrying. All right, anybody can speed read there? Like yeah, I read Moby Dick in 30 minutes. You know, it's like, what? How do you do that? All right, so let's speedy delivery the show up here. We're at 53 minutes, right? Mr. McFeely here in speedy delivery. So, all right, so in your universe, when you walk out of the house today, realize 50% of everybody on this planet that you're going to see, your planet's just your universe where you see them, right? So 50% of everyone you see is as stressed as Alan Shepard was sitting on that rocket before it launched. It didn't blow up, thankfully, right? But exactly. So in your universe, carry that compassion. So with the Lightworkers, we carry the compassion and we realize that everybody out here is stressed because of the play that's going on, but we don't play in the play, so we don't get the stress. So be the love. Hold compassion for those who are in stress. And when you're at the grocery store and she's checking you out, not literally checking you out, like, ooh, no, but checking out your groceries, right? And she's like sighing and scratching her head. And you can tell she's just have compassion. Don't set them off. Don't set people off. Have love. See them where they are in their universe, right? Josh, I finally got a burrito that DoorDash delivered. My first time, and it was pretty cool that they announced when he's down the block. Oh, awesome, Henny. And that he handed me the bag. Very friendly people. Yeah, absolutely. Um, Absolutely. Most 99% of all DoorDashers are amazing. We're just, a lot of them are your just new visitors to this country and just trying to make a quick way to make a buck. So yeah, and DoorDash is a good way to do so. Keep them generally it's at or below minimum wage, and then you got to pay the gas. But is a way to hustle when you have no side. So yeah, I'm glad that worked out for you, Helene. Not all DoorDashing experiences are alike. All DoorDashers can be different. So that's my little. There you go, my legal ease there. But the most DoorDashers are pretty cool. Me, I've got like a 100% delivery rate and a 99. I'm like the premier. Yeah, 100 per. I think my approval rating is like 99.1 or something. Yeah, like happiness, and so yeah, I don't know, but I'm the prime premier top of the line DoorDash, whatever that means. It doesn't mean anything. It means I'm making them more money than me, most likely. Yeah, but yeah, if you want to meet them, Laura, then you have to uncheck. Just leave at my door. You can meet. You can say meet me at the door instead, and they will show up and stand there and wait. Just please, I beg of you, if you DoorDash or as a DoorDasher, do not check. Call me. People will do that, and then they don't answer their phone. Call me to arrange delivery. Do not check that. If you check that, I have to get you on the phone. You have to answer your phone. If you don't answer your phone when I'm dashing, you don't get your food. I have to take it back to the restaurant. I still get the tip, but I got to double back to the restaurant and drop it back off because you checked, call me to arrange delivery, and then didn't answer the phone. Even a voicemail doesn't count. You have to physically answer the phone. Otherwise, DoorDash will not, because I have to tell you where I'm delivering it physically. So yeah, just don't check that. You are good to go. But yeah, having to run back and drop food off. I only had to do it with flowers and groceries once because they just refused to answer the phone. But it can be dicey, and you're like calling them like 6, 7 times. They're like, "What? Who is this?" I'm like, "It's your DoorDash. Why aren't you paying attention to your phone? You're the one who checked. Call me to arrange delivery." I don't say it like that, but that's the whole point, right? All right. So yeah, um, I had a real sketchy one. It was in the middle of it, and he's like, oh, "I'm going to change that and deliver it to this park." And there's like one neighborhood that's not the best in Longmont. We call it the Blocks. The park in the box. I was like, "No, I'm going to take it to the address that you had before." I got a ding for that, so it's like a strike. But I wasn't about to go like, "Yeah, I just moved locations. I'm in the middle of this park." I'm like, "Yeah, like you are, but I'm not going there. I love you." So other than that, yeah, door dashing's pretty straightforward. If I was dashing in Denver or something, door dashers, you have to double park and lock your car because door dashers, they'll watch. Somebody will order a DoorDash purposely out of area, like in this really hard parking area, and they'll change it and make an address like in this really hard park. Then when you get out of the car, they'll just steal your car and drive off. So you got to be careful about that. It's not like super common, but it's happened like half dozen times. Yeah. So deliver it here, and it's like you can't even park on the street. It's so congested that you have to double park and you run in. They'll knock you, that's poof, and drive away. So they'll take your food too. They'll be waiting for you. They want to eat, so they order food they like, right? Of course, who wouldn't? If you're going to knock over your DoorDash driver anyways and take their car, why not take the food that you like in the first place with you, right? So that's what happens. I've had a DoorDash a few times, but yeah, I don't dash against myself, even as a premier dasher, whatever premier is. Right. We think we're all cool. I am a premier dasher. Ooh, I have the premier. No, I'm source. I'm not a premier anything. I premier myself as source. But nonetheless, I don't take these titles. Um, but yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, it's not. I don't say expensive because then I'm creating barriers to what costs in my universe. But you have to circulate more green stuff, more cash than you generally would. And generally speaking, the prices are 15 to 20%. Some states don't allow for it, and I don't know if Colorado is one of them. But generally, it's like 15 to 20% higher than you would get in the store. But like I said, some cities and states have ordinances where that's not legal to like jack up the price 30% or whatever for DoorDash. On top of the fees, yes, I did when my youngest little schedule is just another resource to make my world go round. Yeah, exactly. If you realize that you're just going to have to circulate more cash, then it's a decent resource there. But honestly, I use Uber Eats more than I use DoorDash. I used Uber Eats more than DoorDash because they'd send me 50% coupons. If you use Uber Eats once, then they'll send you a 50% off coupon. Then if you wait and use the coupon, but then wait another week, they'll send you another one. So if you know how to play their game, you can keep getting 50% off coupons from DoorDash or from Uber Eats, not DoorDash. And then it's cheaper than at that point with a 50% off coupon than to go to the restaurant and pick it up, or even in some cases make a meal. So that aspect you can use Uber Eats to save a couple bucks with the 50% off coupon. But all right, so let's work with the fluorite. You may helps with creativity. It helps with grounding in your root and sacral chakras. But mostly it's creativity. It helps release those blocks. So in your universe, where are you looking to find creative flow? And of course, join us on Saturday with Chloe at Chloe's Crystals, Chloe Jane Mills 82 at gmail.com. If there's something you want to see on her show, send her an email. If there's something you want, send her an email. If you just want to check out her channel, which we always recommend, she did a great nature walk the other day. You can see some really interesting snow as well. So at Chloe's Crystals, capital C, capital C. And we'll say hi again to the pair of common house finches sitting on my patio. Hi, guys. Yeah, it's interesting how birds of a feather literally flock together when you realize that. How do birds know that they're the same species? You don't see like a house finch and a raven like hanging out, but two common house finches, they're sitting right there, hanging out. All right, so you energetics works with your permission. So being here is your permission. So if you want to leave, we understand. If you're not down, and of course we will seal this off at the end. Put my hand here just to raise up the energy a little bit more. But from your end, if you ground into your root, sacral chakra, something creative you're doing, with this, it should help to remove any blocks. Of course, not having foot and mouth syndrome helps to remove blocks as well. As we are karmic, if we are karmic to those in our universe, we gunk up our auric field, right? We send blockages, darker, heavier energies into our aura, into our field. We don't transmit as much love because we've been transmitting anger, hate, vile, whatever. And so you get the idea. So we want to be as light as possible. All right. Again, we don't have any music. Music in YouTube is weird. Some channels can do music and it's no big deal. And then other channels, like Ellen can do music and she's fine. But if I've literally started singing. I've gotten notification from YouTube about singing. So, all right. Oh yes, during lockdown, super convenient. I would order all kinds of stuff from Panera, right down to fresh fruits and milk, of course, orange cranberry muffins, which now are discontinued. Bad move. Don't tell me it's a bad move. Tell Panera it's a bad move. They made that big menu. I've never been the biggest fan of Panera. But it's better than most in a pinch for sure. And yeah, I wasn't the only one who said that the recent menu changes were pretty. I don't want to put any negatives out there, but they did not appreciate the menu changes. How about that? The Al Gore rhythm. Al Gore has no rhythm. If you ever watch Oppenheimer Ranch Project, he does like 15-minute updates, among other things, Diamond, on like Earth, so you can find out all your Earth weather and volcanoes and stuff in like 15 minutes. But yeah, he'll always tell you that Al Gore has no rhythm. And, of course, Al Gore, he'll laugh at Al Gore whenever there's snow, because remember, an inconvenient truth, right? We can sit here and bash Al Gore, right? By now, Florida was supposed to be gone. Most of California was underwater. New York City, sayonara, baby. None of that happened, right? They found out that the water has risen a couple millimeters, maybe. Solar cycles do not equate. We'll leave that alone, right? But yeah, so remember he's reaching on the ladder there, and like the average temperature will be way up here. No, it's not. We've actually cooled. The average temperature is less than, but nonetheless. Gotta love our universe. People will tell you whatever they want so they can pass their agenda. and make you try to believe what they want. Believe what you want. That's why you live in your universe, right? We don't listen to other. We have our universe, and we tell everybody else. All these, you're right. None of that craziness. So when you're on the beach in Florida, you can thank Al Gore for exactly when you go skiing in Colorado, which wasn't supposed to. We're never going to see snow again. Remember that? So yeah, that's half of Oppenheimer Ranch's channel is just making fun of all that. All right, we're gonna seal this off here. We'll try to keep it about an hour. We could go on, but your time is valuable to you. And start my dishwasher and get ready for Victor, right? V is and link my channel. Generally, I don't like. I just want to give credit. I'm always feel karmic about like it's not my channel. I'm not the one. I'm just sitting here. So but since Darren's no, I'm kidding. Since I don't know Darren as well, then screw his karma. I'll take it. No, but we'll link the channel. So if you want to watch, it'll be linked 11:30, which will be smack in the middle of Arwayne Steiger or whatever else you might be watching. But check it out, please. All right, let's close this down. And yeah, Victor, if you ever do get a chance, check out, obviously not today, but you might like Arwayne Steiger there, Victor, and Ben Bacon Bits. It's esoteric talk. It's good stuff. The guy's got an idyllic mind, and he invented paying anything over the internet. He literally invented the first swipe a card and see your money show up on the internet. He's the man. A lot of these YouTubers that we watch are pretty amazing here. And I don't watch a lot of these guys. Like used to watch this guy called Dave Hodges, right? You think it's crazy? We seal this off. All right. But Dave Hodges, he stopped the Mexican, Canadian, United States UN highway. It was going to go right through his living room. And so he physically stopped the entire trans-Mexican Canadian highway, which we all know about. It was going to be 8 lanes. Nobody could drive on it. Whatever was going to plow through was going to be taken by eminent domain. And we well remember that was a big deal. And he physically stopped it. So a lot of these YouTubers that you watch have big backstories. Arwayne Steiger, who invented, literally, when you go to pay your internet, whatever bill, your cell phone bill on the internet, if it wasn't for Arwayne Steiger, you wouldn't be doing so. You might be now, but he physically invented swipey, pay it, and punch it in. So yeah, I mean, a lot of your YouTubers, I don't know what Victor's done, but I'm sure there's something cool behind it. A good majority of them have done some crazy, amazing stuff. You're not just watching like some rando on like somebody who has no clue or some rando on YouTube at all. So keep all of that in mind. Let's close this out. I'm trying to get the cards in the box here, but get it in the box. All right, there we go. All right, so let's close this out with a group hug. And of course, just like with the fluorite, energetics flows through, and we can all feel the love through all of us here. John, Benny, and Viviani Heller are doing some amazing healing. Yes, they are, absolutely. So check them out. I think they're live. Is it today and Monday? So I think they're live at the moment. And in 2 hours, approximately, I'll be live with Victor. So it should be on my channel. If not, you can check out on Truthwaver Darren's channel, which when you get to, if you do watch me live, sub to Darren. And if you aren't subbed to Victor there, I don't know what you're doing. Most of us are there at 9:45 in the evening in the dawning. And if you're like, who's that? And you're watching this far on Rewind or Replay, Truthwave Energetic Meditation. Join us and tell us you came from Mr. Floyd's universe. In the good dawning at night, or in the dawning at 9:45 Eastern time, or in the evening at 9:45 Eastern time as well. That's Eastern in the United States. But yes, let's close this out. Left arm up to the person to your left. Right arm up to the person to your right. So we put them on shoulders here. We send the love out through our left. We pass the dochi on the left hand. Everything goes on the left-hand side, right? Pass the dochi on the left hand side. We send the love from the left-hand side, right? So, oh, of course, Victor, thank you. I mean, your dedication, you show up you've been doing this through the summer. And yesterday he had, I think, his 1 year or a 6 month. But either way, he's been doing this for forever. And he doesn't miss a beat. So think about this. Victor and he's in Central Time, so it's an hour behind. So he's 8:45. in the morning and the night, every single day of his universe, he shows up. So he's never out past 8:45 or 8:30, and he's never he doesn't go out for breakfast. Let's put it that way. He is there for you. So think about those things when you go out in your universe. The dedication, right? That your YouTubers have for what they do is they get out there and they do it on the daily, and they you may not see cards from me here and there, and that's just me messing around with my algorithm. So if you haven't seen any cards from like Kuan Yin or ISIS, I may do ISIS today. That's just me really more messing with the algorithm, and what I actually found is, crazy as it sounds, guys, I've gained 7 subs without doing the cards, and when I do the cards, I haven't gained any. I don't cancel hate. The algorithm on YouTube is better if you put less videos out. So you may not see as many card drops from Kuan Yin, and because I'm actually gaining more views otherwise. It's crazy how this works, but really they only want 1 or 2 videos a day, and if I'm doing, so 1 video a day, really. So if you're doing more, you get less dance in the Algor doesn't give you as much rhythm. So we're playing around with it, but so you'll still see ISIS and Kuan Yin. It may be in different fashions or different times, but I'm really just trying to play around to see how the algorithm takes it. And so far, taking it out and not doing it at all has raised my view count and has raised my. I've gained more subs, like 5 more subs, which we don't gain, and we can go a week, 2 weeks without getting anything. So I don't know. So that I'm not trying to not do them. It's just trying to figure out the how YouTube truly works. Once we get over 1,000, then it's a whole nother. Then we have to figure out how that works, because then we're in a different algorithm. They don't consider you a hobbyist anymore. If you get over 1,000, they actually say consider you somewhat of a YouTuber, like a real YouTuber. But you have to get over 1,000. Otherwise, they just consider somebody playing around, so to speak, and which makes a lot of sense. But then, of course, they play around. They've been playing around with the numbers. We got to 808, and then we got to 818, and then we went back down to 813, and now we're at 821. So it's just we start that dance until we get to 1,000, and it could be weeks, months. Some channels never get over a grand. I'm not being karmic. It's just some channels have fought the 900s forever. In favor, we don't. But in favor to them that are fighting, it's just YouTube's algorithm. Again, YouTube has control. If you look at the channel and some of the hours on the watch, 150 views, 100. A lot of them stop at 105 views. What is the 105? It's just a random number. But if you let it go, it should just keep going. It's slowly but surely somebody see it. But no, they stop, and then they never gain another. So it's like when you have 2 videos at 105 back to back, it's like, wait a minute, what are you guys doing? So we know something else is Al Gore is his rhythm isn't so right. We get it, but so we have to play that game. So that's why you may not see as many card videos just on ISIS and Kuan Yin, because they give me more views. I get slammed if I put it out there, and I don't if I. It's weird. Makes no sense. You would think they'd want you to post whatever. No. All right. So now we got that explained. And I appreciate all of your patience with that. Once I figure out, I'll never really figure it out, but once we get it down a little bit better, I'll get a rhythm, so to speak, with Al Gore here, and we'll get the cards back in rhythm in some fashion. I'm thinking like 4 times a week, 3 to 4 times a week, like almost every other day is what I'm noticing seems to work best. But I don't know. But yeah, don't forget miracles, right? If only be the miracle you want today, and be a miracle for somebody else. When you get out there today, I was door dashing, and I don't talk about these things, but there's this homeless person sits in front of the Chipotle. There's a Chipotle and a Five Guys like right next to each other, and so they sit in the space in between. And she was in the store trying to buy some food, and she's like counting change. Just it was $10 or something. Just here, just take the card. These things, like, just be that person. It's like, you're going to sit here and count change. I'm just going to give you here. Just take it. Buy it. Add a drink to it. She couldn't even afford a drink. I was like, add a beverage to it. It's like, can you be that person today? I challenge you to be that person today. There we go. All right. So arm up. Scotty. Jumping puddles. Hey, you think that's just as good, right? Jumping in puddles will anything to bubbles. You have bubbles, go blow some bubbles, right? Swing on a swing set. Play with your inner child today. Take your inner child for a walk. Go get a Happy Meal, right? Not really, I don't recommend it, but play with the toy from a Happy Meal. There you go. All right, so let's do a Josh hug here. All right, so hands up, left, right. All right, so the energy is coming from your left hand. It spins around. You'll feel it coming into your right hand and right through your heart chakra and back around. So feel that as we spin the love up, just like the Large Hadron Collider, which is not spinning any love and might be spinning parallel universes. We spin it this way, and we spin it around, and we spin it around. Just like us, as a corkscrew, as we spin our energy up, we spin more love, right? We bring more into our field, so we'll spin this up and send more love as we spin this up faster and faster, and we launch it up into the greater source field. We send that love up into the greater source field where it can circle around the entire planet. And we can be that love node for everybody. There we go. The love node for everybody. So send that energy up. Feel it as it goes up. We feel it together, and it's still spinning around us as well, and we're sending it up, and we're creating that energetic field amongst ourselves for planet Earth. All right, we see everybody in this circle in love. We see everybody in this healing, loving circle in peace, and we see everybody in this healing, loving circle in abundance and joy for our highest. We see all those out there in the universe, men who have no door to knock on, who have no wall to bang on, and no knuckles to hurt by banging on their wall. We see them with walls to bang on, whether it's a geodesic dome or an apartment, we don't care. We see them in housing. We see those who have no food in their pantry with food in their pantry. We see those with no refrigerator at all with a refrigerator full of amazing fresh food. We see those out there in the universe who have trouble with water, right? Who are not able to drink clean water, going out to their well and pumping fresh, clean water, or going to their sink. We see those in the universe without a hug, without any companionship or friendship. We see them out there with love in their universe, with hugs, companionship, and friendship, right? We see the soldiers of the world apologizing and putting down their weapons and going and hugging those who they would have otherwise shot without even physically knowing their names. We see the governments of the world apologizing to their peoples for mismanaging their money, mismanaging their energy, and mismanaging the universe in general, the earth. We see the governments of the world dismantling their armies and giving the money back to the people. We see Mother Gaia cleansed of all forever chemicals and all plastics. We see our skies clear and blue and not a tic-tac-toe board. We see our air as clean and crisp. We see our sunsets as clean and crisp and not white or black and blotted out. Exactly. And we see all of our water clean, Mother Gaia breathing fresh and thankful. We see all of Mother Nature in harmony with Mother Gaia and humanity. We see everybody here. We see Henny with her amazing new apartment running a marathon, and we see Chloe sitting behind her desk at the helm of chloescrystals.com with her shipping department selling crystals, boxing up the crystals. We see Lindsay getting out of the car and hugging her kids for the first time as she brings them to her new amazing apartment. We see all of you out there. We see Rick healed and healing. And we see all of you out there. Any issue, whatever it may be, that's not that's taking your universe out of balance, we see you and your universe balanced in love. And we see everybody thriving and having the most amazing day ever. And we see the miracles happen today. And only you believe in miracles. So do I. And we say, hallelujah, and so it be. Thank you all for sticking around through that. Appreciate it. As you go out in your universe today, make sure you give squishy hugs to everybody. Make sure that you have a shiny day as well, according to PG. Have an awesome day according to Victor, and I will see Victor and everybody here in 11:30, that's Eastern time. Actually, it's 1:30 Eastern time, 11:30 my time. And otherwise, guys, have an amazing day. Remember, you are the miracle already. The fact that you are a ball of energy walking around in a meat suit in a toroidal field on planet Earth that may or may not really even exist in the first place. Pretty freaking awesome. So what do you want to make of it? Your energetics creates your experience on planet Earth. Do you want to be the karmic kid, right? Or do you want to be the amazing source love that you are? Foot and mouth disease or love? It's your choice. We send it all to the universe. If you get caught behind a train or something today, you have the choice to be foot and mouth disease and karmic that train to death, or you can just see it for what it is. And the universe gave you 5 minutes to chill. Just as an idea. Ball of energy walking around in a meat suit. That's all. That's really what it is. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. You got that, Josh. Well put. It's even crazier for PG because he's in a place that speaks English and French. So it's he's got to know which language to speak at the right time. So it gets even weirder in his universe, right? Is it written in English or is it written in French? Lucky Stone's channel. Definitely check out Lucky Stone. Check out his shorts on the daily. Of course, if you're not checking out Chris the Volunteer as well, please. He went to bat for you. So go put something. God, please, thank you on his that sacral chakra bowl short that he had to strike against himself. He was copyrighted against himself. They said that the sound from a sacral chakra bowl is copyrighted. If we're in that universe, I'm done. I mean, technically, then somebody could copyright my voice, right? Theoretically. Or words. At least we're not in that universe yet, where you can't say like words have been bought by companies and you can't say them. Yeah, that's always a fun one, right? That's a possibility. But check out Chris's that sacral chakra bowl. I think it's third short in. But please, he went through the hell of having to. What the hell? They blocked my short for no reason. Imagine that for a second. Would you please imagine that in your universe? Your chakra bowl is blocked as copyright for about 5 minutes there. He was like, what the hell? So please give him a thumbs up on that. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I love you all. Have a day as amazing as you are. Remember, everything we do or we don't do creates our loving, living universe. If you're in your darkness, as the darkness is released to your highest self, you don't need to cry it out all day long. As you know what the darkness is, you can release it in a big bubble out to yourself, to your highest self. Just say goodbye. As that releases, your cells, and this is the honest truth, they start vibrating faster. The more PTSD, the more cortisol, more garbage you have in your frame, the slower your cells vibrate. As the garbage leaves, they spread out, literally. Your cells actually clump together when you're in stress and whatnot, creating less flow. As you de-stress, your cells break open, they spread out, they create more light in your body. The light body, you want instant weight loss? Instant weight loss. Drop some trauma. And then, as you step into your light body, it's easy to create your universe because you're working with the light. You spin faster and you attract into your universe. There we go. You become the I am presence. All right, guys, I love you. Stay awesome because you are. And I will see you all in the next. Love you. Thank you for you. Always grateful for you. Thank you.